Hello, hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming out to our Summer Solstice Yoga and Arts Festival. Woo! So my name is Sam Matthews. I'm the owner of Propagate Studio. We're over here in the far corner. I'm also representing my other business, Art Across Borders. I've got lots of goodies for sale and Creation Station for you and your kiddos to come make stuff. But I'm so excited to introduce my dear friend Karen Auld to you all. She has an amazing talk that she's going to give you guys. So if you have a second, come over, sit on a beanbag, take a load off, and listen to what she has to say. Thank you, Karen.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be here today. Summer is my season. I just love being out here, enjoying the outdoors with everyone. I'm an environmentalist, so in the summer, when everything comes alive, it just brings me such joy. And today I'm here to talk to you about a research study that I just went through with the combination of joy and the environment. And you see, I've worked in the environmental field for over 30 years, and I was really drawn to the connection between, how do we interact with the environment? And, I want you to know, though, like today what we're going to talk about is really a renewable energy. It's a renewable energy that you can tap into at any time. It's a renewable energy that I believe is going to save not only the planet, but it's going to save you. Do you want to know what that renewable energy is? Yeah! Does that sound exciting? That renewable energy is something very simple, and that renewable energy is love. Yep, just simply love. Now, before you say, okay, what is this chick up here, like some modern day hippie or something? Let me tell you one thing. Even though I'm an environmentalist, I consider myself what I would call an imperfect advocate. In my house, there are paper towels. You're not going to see me cleaning every day with organic cotton reusable cloths. I do have paper towels in my house. I also have plastic bags because I like to entertain. And you know what? I'm always nervous about somebody taking home my favorite Tupperware and reusable container. I covet those things. So I have these things in my house. What I've learned is, I'm not up here as an environmentalist to shame you into action. I've worked in this field long enough that I know that the environmental movement is filled with a lot of shame and blame. One generation is blaming the other. People are telling you, buy this, don't buy that, do this, don't do that. And one thing that I've learned working in this field for so long is that, when you shake one finger at a person, you're most likely to get another one back. You can guess what that other finger is? Yeah, you guys know? Okay. So what I want to talk about today is our relationship to love and how putting more love out into the world, the research that I have conducted is showing that this has a positive impact on the environment. So before we get into my research, let me just back up a little bit and tell you kind of how this all started. So as I mentioned, I've been working in this field for a long time. And when I started my career, I started working with corporations. And a lot of my peers at the time were like, I was selling out, was going for the big bucks, working for corporate America. But at the time I felt, hey, let me infiltrate the bad guys. Let me infiltrate where a lot of the pollution, a lot of the environmental degradation is happening. But what I realized was that corporations were made up of people. It only took one person to make a decision for a corporation to start that ripple effect, to make a change within their corporation. Those people I started calling my sustainable souls. These were people that they were committed to change, and they were committed to doing this within their organization. So as I started working more and more, talking to people who, I coined my sustainable souls, I started looking for other people that were my role models growing up as a little environmentalist. People like Jacques Cousteau. Jacques Cousteau, he was a seaman. He was not even a naturalist. He started out. We owe scuba really to his ingenuity. But what happened was, as Jacques was doing his stuff, he realized the ocean was starting to have problems. Reefs that he visited years ago were starting to deplete. And what he realized was that he felt a responsibility to save the ocean. And what he realized was, he said that people protect what they love. So he started making these films so that he could show people how much he loved the ocean and the beauty of the ocean, and that maybe they would love the ocean so that they would protect the ocean. And then there's the other famous naturalist, Jane Goodall. So Jane, she went out there in the jungle, she studied primates, and she saw them living, this beautiful life as a community. But what she saw was the environment around them, the environment around these primates, these chimpanzees, was deteriorating. So she felt pulled to leave the jungle, to go out and tell people that this was happening. We also owe Jane Goodall, she did something tremendous where she was really one of the people that helped stop animal testing within the government and corporations. Now, she didn't go to these researchers and tell them and blame them and shame them into change. What she did was she went into these research facilities where these primates were being tested on, held in cages, and she showed the researchers pictures of these animals in their natural habitat. She showed them pictures of them as a family unit. She showed them pictures of them, living together happy. And those pictures, those stories that she told, that's what changed the minds and the hearts of the researchers that were working with chimpanzees. So these are another examples of what I call a sustainable soul. I started just looking at these people more and more, and I realized the joy and the love that they had for the environment. And I said, okay, how do we get other people to feel this way? Now you may be thinking, Karen, what the heck does this have to do with me? I'm just a regular dude, has a regular job, nothing to do with the environment. I know Jacques Cousteau, Jane Goodall, that's not me. Well, what my research has shown is that it is you. What we did was, I was very curious to the happiness and the joy that these people had. How do we tap into that? And how, if we're living a purpose-filled life, we're happy, we're connected to love, would that affect the environment? So I designed a study. I partnered with a guy who's my friend and mentor, Dr. Robert Holden. He's the founder of the Happiness Project and Success Intelligence, and he has what we call the Happiness Index. So we took the Happiness Index and we married that with some environmental actions. And I surveyed people to see if their happiness had anything to do with how they reacted to environmental issues. So what we found in the research was that the higher someone's happiness index, the more likely they were to take some environmental action. So for example, one of the questions was, if you saw a piece of plastic out in the environment, would you pick it up? Would you recycle it? The people that said yes, that they would, they had a happier, their happiness index was higher than those who said they wouldn't. So that got me really interested, and I kept going more and more, okay, what else can we do with this data? So I sliced the data again, and I talked to people who owned electric vehicles. And I asked them, why? Why did you purchase that electric vehicle? And the people that purchased the electric vehicle because they were concerned about their environmental footprint, well, guess what? Their happiness index was higher. So this got me really excited. And it got me really excited because besides being an environmentalist, I'm also a certified success coach. So here I am, I had this environmental life over here, I had this success life over here. In my coaching, I was helping people develop a growth mindset. I was helping people that had ideas and they wanted to get them out into the world because they knew that their idea could impact people and could be a change for people. So here I am like, wow, I can put these two things together. I can help people with their happiness to connect to love, and that was going to help the environment. So this research, I was just like ecstatic with, oh my gosh, my research, I'm right, like this is gonna work. So the issue though that we have today is how do we up that happiness index? How do we become happier? How do we become happier when there's a war raging, just on our planet? How do we become happy when we've just went through a global pandemic? Some of you may have lost people during the pandemic. You will have lost your jobs. Things change so much. And people are struggling with that change still. People are going through divorce. There's so much unhappiness that we see almost every day. So what do? How do we connect to happiness? How do we connect to that love, which, as I said before, it's renewable, so we can connect to it whenever we need to. So just the other day, I tapped into this power of love. I went to see Paul McCartney in concert, went to MetLife Stadium. Yay, Paul McCartney! Today's his birthday, by the way, 80 years old. And when we were at the concert, he got to the piano and he started playing Let 'Em In. So I don't know if you're familiar with that song, but it starts on the piano, dun 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 dun. Someone's knocking at the door, right? Somebody's ringing the bell. He starts singing, and the tears start rolling down my face. It just floodgate opened. And what I realized though, it wasn't sad, it was all happy. It was me connecting, just bringing me back to the house that I grew up in, me and my mom listening to Wings, and just having such a good time. And my mom's passed away. She passed away in 2016, so she hasn't been with me for a while, physically. But that love is always here. It's always here for me to tap into, and I tapped into it big time at this concert. And you can do the same thing. You can tap into it whenever you need to. So for those of you who are sitting and listening, why don't we do a little experiment? So why don't you close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, and I want you to think about something that makes you happy. It could be a song, it could be a person, it could be your fun, silly cat at home. You feel that warmth, you feel yourself maybe smiling, feel your energy changing. That's you tapping in to that renewable energy of love. It feels good, right? Yeah. Another way you can tap into it, I don't know, did anybody get to do my loving kindness meditation earlier today? Yeah, great, I see a couple hands, thanks for coming. That is a very gentle meditation that invites you to put loving kindness into the world. And if you have any questions on that, just grab me after and I'll share with you what we did in the meditation. But these are just ways that you can tap into love at any time. Because like I said, it's renewable. It's always here for us. One way that we get disconnected from love is by being busy. And this is a systemic issue within our culture of being busy. If you want to, do your own little experiment on busyness, just tell somebody, go find a friend and say, oh my goodness, look at your phone and say, I got 20 emails I got to go through. And I guarantee your friend's going to say, oh, I have 30. It's like this competition to be busy. That's what happens within our culture. And what happens when we're busy, we start living very unconsciously. We just start going through the motions. Recently I got very busy. I was getting ready for an event, something like this, and I wanted a new lip gloss. Like I said, I'm an imperfect advocate. I like things. I like makeup. I like stuff like that. But I made a very conscious decision. About 5 years ago, I said, I am only buying makeup that is cruelty-free and is made of sustainable green products. Okay? But guess what? I was busy. And I wanted to buy this lip gloss. I see this. Okay, I'm just in a little drugstore. I said, okay, I'm going to get my lip gloss. Good, boom, run in, get it. I ended up buying a lip gloss that had on the packaging that it was flammable. Flammable. That means it could catch on fire. And I'm going to put that on my face. But that's what happens when you're busy. You make these types of decisions. You disconnect from that center of love. You disconnect from these decisions that you have made. You lose that consciousness, and we just start spiraling through life. We disconnect from love. But again, love is always here. It's here for us to connect at any time. It's here for us to be able to tap in, and like that, you've seen the pebble, right? A pebble that gets thrown into a pond and how it ripples out. You radiating love has that positive effect for the environment. And we know that now. And that's what the data is showing us. So I encourage you all to find ways that you can tap into love every day. Be it meditation, be it thinking of your favorite song, be it hugging your favorite kitty or doggy, your favorite person. Make sure that you make that connection on a daily basis, because I truly believe that this is what is going to save our planet. And recycle too. So thank you all. Again, my name is Karen Ald. Please connect with me if you want to learn more about the steps of becoming a sustainable soul and the process that I have put together, what the movement's all about. My website is KarenAuld, KarenAuld.com. All my socials are there, and I would love to talk to you. After this, I have some little freebies for you if you want to connect. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time today. Thanks for listening.